Okay, so inside Infusionsoft, when you log in, what you'll notice is that your page defaults to what's called My Day. My Day is it's a way for you to see all of your tasks and then appointments for the day, and this is where we'll be working. So just a couple things that warrant you with Infusionsoft. By default, underneath here, these tasks, these will automatically populate based on the number of leads that are coming in through the website, or um, based on the number of leads that we add to My Day. Up top, you'll see that there's this working, calendar, and then all tasks. If you want to get an idea for what task you have, you can go into the user, you can go into the date range, so today, past due, future, all, and then of course you can sort by priority. More than likely what will happen is right now this says overdue, and this is just partly because I use this for training. But more than likely this will just say today or past due once you get working. So don't concern yourself with working in all tasks because a lot of the functionality that we want to use we can't use in here. So we'll concern ourselves more with just working in My Day. However, if you do want to get an idea for what you have going on tomorrow or the next day, you can easily look at all tasks, and then of course you can show all, and then you can see all the tasks that you have, etc. Another really cool feature with My Day is, well, not My Day, but Infusionsoft, is up here in the contact box. You'll notice it says Find a Contact. If you were to click on this little caret, which is a drop down, you can sort by company, task, order, subscription, referral partner, or opportunity. I'd say 99% of the time will always be looking for a contact. In this field, you can type in a phone number, you can type in a name or an email address, and then if you search, if the phone number exists, it'll come up. If not, obviously it won't come up. One easy way to search, if you're not clear on the spelling of the name, is you can do the first two letters of the first name and the first two letters of the last name with a space in between, and it'll bring up all the variations of NINGR. So in this case, there's Nikki Green and Nick Grant. That's me. I have in here 3 different email addresses. And so I'm going to go ahead and look at just picking the most relevant one, and then I can go in from there. So if you want to go back to My Day, you can either click on My Day here, or you can come up to this home and you can click on My Day here. The calendar feature is a feature that we'll get into later, but for the moment, let's go ahead and talk about My Day. When a task comes up, if it's flagged, that means it has a critical priority. So there's 3 priority levels: essential, critical, and normal. So if it's flagged, that means it's critical. It means it's a hot lead. It means that there's something special about this task that we need to do and follow up with. This left a voicemail for Nicholas is basically giving me an indication of what I either just recently did or what needs to be done. So for example, the ZW welcome guest first call, this is a brand new lead. I need to call and welcome them. So this allows me to this gives me just a quick, overview of what's going on. You'll notice that when I clicked on the task, up top, I can see the title of the task one more time and then the description of what the task is. So it says call and welcome Nick Grant. Here's his number and an email. Make sure they watch the 3 Chief-It videos and can access the info. Let them know an invite will be coming for Master Leone's next teleseminar. So this gives you an idea of what they did. And then here in this record, what's cool about this record is now this gives you a quick snapshot of some of the data that we've got on the lead. And I'll come back and leave it on here. And then of course, you can look through kind of like the notes. So what we can do now is, I just want to show you just a few items in here that are going to be very relevant to you. First, let's start with this wrench. So you'll notice here that I can see email, phone, owner, lead source, are you certified, etc. If I click on the wrench, this wrench will actually allow me to organize what I see in My Day. So let's say like phone 2 is almost never relevant. I want the email, the lead source is going to be relevant, and then of course I can go across these tabs. If you want to know where they're located, if we have it, you can always do billing city, And you'll notice as soon as I click on Billings City, it pops up here, right here, under Billings City, or state, etc. Additional info. It's just more custom fields. So right now, this is geared toward, I believe, ZVB. And so if you wanted to kind of get more granular on like a Zen Wellness lead, then we can go back and we can look at some of the custom fields that we're asking for as a lead comes through the site, and we can check those off so that they'll appear. So in this case, we don't really care about age because we're not asking for that. And so we'll just take away the majority of these because they're not going to be relevant on the whole. So you can see now I have my name, and then of course you've got the email address, who owns it, the lead source, and the phone number. So this is probably good information to stick with. Now, this first tab is notes, and what the notes is going to do is going to give you just a clear overview of what's happened to this lead so far. The task, this is all incomplete tasks, and then all completed tasks. Now, if you were to click on it, you can actually go in and you can look at what this task is comprised of. What happened, when did it happen, all that good stuff. So that's task. This, of course, is the appointments, like your next appointment. You can add an appointment. So, for example, if I were to add an appointment, call Nick Grant, and I were to set that for today, and then of course my time zone, I can move this just by simply dragging, or I can even adjust the time by moving it up and back. I can say, great, I'm going to save this. Then you'll notice here that once I save it, and of course I can have a description here, call and discuss next steps. If I hit save, you'll notice now that it pops up right up here in my calendar. So if I were to click on this event, it has what I have in there, call and discuss next steps. It brings up the calendar invite. It brings up my next appointment, which is today from 9 to 11. And then, of course, here's my appointment. So I can stay right in here and work until I'm done. And then, of course, once today ends, this appointment will disappear from this, and it'll move into my previous appointments. As a side note, one way to look at what's going on here is to click on your calendar. And inside the calendar, you can actually look at what you have going on for the day or for the week. So this for the week will give me an indication of what I've got and just a quick overview, or even for the month. So I know I have a 9 o'clock, etc. So going back to working and clicking on our welcome first guest, we'll continue this. So that's our appointment. This is where I can email from here. So this is where I can compose an email, and I can have my subject line, and of course I can send out a message. Now, the other thing that's really cool is I can click on this email editor, where I can actually choose a template from inside Zen Wellness. And so, if you scroll down in our template list, of course the categories, we can organize these a little bit better, but more or less what you're going to do is we'll try pre-frame ZW, see what happens. Yeah. It's not as organized as we would like, but regardless, you can pick an email template. So I'll come down and I'll look for a Zen Wellness, right? I'll hit submit, and what this will do here is this will give me my template. So now I can come in and I can adjust the text right in here, and then you'll notice that it pre-populates with the name of the contact that I'm emailing to, and then of course I can change my subject line. And then as soon as I hit send, then what will happen is today on 11/21, you sent me this email, and it is unopened. So you can kind of track what's going on there. So again, another way of just emailing. This is also a good way of checking history, email history. This is our orders tab. So this is a quick view of what somebody's bought, what they've paid, and what their balance is. You can view the order from here if you want. I always like to right-click and then open up everything into a new tab. And then what this allows me to do is it allows me to see what's going on without leaving my day. It's what I prefer to do. Tags is kind of like the footprint of that lead throughout our system. Tags are time stamped, and then of course it tells you what happened with that tag. And so as we look at this, we can see that this person's been invited to an enrollment event 4 times. We can also see that we have tracking information, sales tags, tracking tags, and all sorts of other really good stuff. So as you have questions, please feel free to reach out to Jason and ask Jason what a specific tag means, or Giliana, or Colleen, or anybody else. This form is where we'll be spending the majority of our time. So we've built this in such a way that makes it super easy for us to work with the leads that are coming through our database. So if it's a Kung Fu, ZBB, or ZW, all you need to do is choose the appropriate lead, and more than likely, and you'll note that is because of the prefix, ZW, and you select it and you hit fill out the form. Now, this is kind of a built-in way for you to update information, diagnose, and basically to sell. And so what this does, if you create a next appointment, we have automation built into this that will help you to manage your My Day. So the idea behind this, for example, is right now everything defaults to not yet contacted. Well, if I called and left him a voicemail and I basically select called left voicemail, then the next day or two, I'll see a task that shows that looks like left a voicemail for Nicholas show up, which basically lets me know that I had called and left a voicemail. The same thing happens with all these. If it's a wrong bad number, we have some automation that runs to help us get the right number. If we set an appointment, there's automation that runs there. And so these fields is really what kind of helps us control our entire sales process. So this is exactly where we want you to work. Now, once you're done, you click Save, and then what you'll notice down low is it creates a timestamp and, of course, the form submission. So if you were to go back and click on the form, right here, this tells you exactly what was entered in when it was submitted. Okay, so that's web forms. And then the rest of these you don't need to worry about. So these last 3, don't even concern yourself with. But that's more or less kind of where we're at with My Day. And as soon as you're done, so like let's say I submit the form and I'm done, all you need to do is check this box and move on to the next one. And if you were to refresh your screen, so if we were to go away and come back, then all of a sudden that task is gone. And what you'll notice is because I left a voicemail for Nick, you'll notice that tomorrow there's left a voicemail for Nick. So in here, you left a voicemail for Nick yesterday, called him back. So again, this is how good this automation works. So as you have questions, let us know. And just know this, that you're going to concern yourself with working in My Day. There's no way to work with tasks, and then start with appointments and to get rid of appointments. You just need to concern yourself with working with working with tasks. So yeah, reach out as you need to, and we'll go from there.